Yo, it's me, Doncho. Welcome back to the Hideout, you guys, and I'm so glad you guys can make it to another one of my Jujutsu Kaisen discussion videos. This time, I want to talk about Gojo and his dream of raising strong and clever comrades to change the Jujutsu world from the inside out, and whether or not he has succeeded in that dream. But before I get into that topic, I want to share with you guys my Patreon for $1 a month, where I will be discussing manga on Sundays and also on Fridays. The thing about this Patreon is that I want to be able to bring new content to you guys to where I can be more personal with you all. And then also I do want some type of monetary support so I can bring even cooler things to the channel and also to those people who support me on Patreon. It would be really cool to see you guys come in and we can do all types of awesome discussions. We can do any type of private moments, calls, anything of that nature for anyone that wants to tune into my Patreon for all of $1 a month. I really would appreciate that support, you guys. So come on and tune in and get linked with the Hideout in a whole new way. But, like I said, I'm here to talk about Gojo and whether or not he has raised strong and clever comrades to change the Jujutsu world. Alright, let's get to the intro. It is really fascinating to me how Gojo Satoru has been written by Gege Akutami to be the overpowered character that is somewhat hated by his peers and by the ones below him. Even his students seem to have this very respectful yet disrespectful relationship with Gojo, where they can crack jokes, they can talk about how unreliable he is, even though they know he's extremely reliable, and they can bring up things that you would never bring up to your teachers in your personal lives, most likely, right? That is what makes Gojo Satoru such a profound mentor to me, where, yes, those shonen tropes of the students messing with the teachers is there. Gojo gives off a different ambiance. He is the strongest, and no matter how much characters want to make jokes about him, want to talk about how unreliable he can be, want to talk about the mistakes he makes, they could never handle the pressures of being Gojo. And that's why it's very impressive that his dream is to raise strong and clever comrades to change the Jujutsu world from the inside out. Now there's a lot to unpack there when we think about Gojo's mentality when he says this. So let's think about Gojo. Gojo was born the strongest. He was born with the 6 eyes within the Gojo clan. He was born with the ability to change the world, and from his birth alone, balance had shifted. Because of Gojo's birth, cursed assassins couldn't live their lives the same anymore. And even cursed spirits couldn't just go about and do the things they wanted to do. Even Kenjaku, the new recent big bad that we have to deal with after Shibuya, who's taken over Gojo's best friend's body, has said that 6 eyes users, well, not him saying this, but Tengen has mentioned this, that 6 eyes users are dangerous to Kenjaku. And Kenjaku had faced them multiple times to take them out. And even Kenjaku himself has stated that Gojo was too strong for the mission that he wanted to accomplish. Yeah, he's the strongest, but he didn't take it upon himself to change the world on his own. I guess you could say he did indirectly, but what I'm speaking on is Gojo deciding to kill all the higher-ups, or deciding to take the Gojo clan and make them the new leading people in the Jujutsu world. He didn't do that. He decided to become a teacher so that he could raise a mentality, so he could raise a way of thinking, raise a way of feeling, raise people who can change the way the people above Gojo think. And the people above Gojo are only that in terms of politics, not in power. And he chooses to play that game with them because he knows and believes that if you can control that game, if you can control the game of politics, you can control the world. You can control how people see things, view things, and actually how things are. So, why would Gojo want to do this? What makes Gojo so against the Jujutsu world and what it is? Well, that's obvious. His best friend, Geto. The one who changed his path. The one who once believed that Jujutsu sorcerers were there to protect the weak. And now all that changed for him. Now he believes Jujutsu sorcerers are the epitome of being human, above regular humans, and that they must be killed, and that only a world of Jujutsu sorcerers can be. And that way, if that world is formed, true happiness can be formed. Curses will go away. Things of that nature, right? But in reality, it would never be that simple. And even curses themselves would never allow it for it to be that way because they want to exist. They have their own drives, motives, feelings. We've seen this from Nanami, Jogo, Mahito, Dagon. The Cursed family is such a prime example of this, which is why they had to be brought to us first before we could fully understand Kenjaku. Okay, so now that we know that Gojo has all of these things within him that make him want to change the Jujutsu world, and of course, me bringing up Geto was only one thing in all of those layers, but in my opinion, it's the core. So if we want to go past all of that, let's talk about how his students, people who have been put in these situations without their control, he wants to make sure they now feel in control. Inumaki, for example, he's a cursed speech user. He can't even speak normal. That's an entire life change. He can't even interact with humans the same way. Yet he's Gojo's student. Maki, a heavenly restriction member who was rejected by the Zenin clan. Gojo's student. Yuji, who swallowed a Sukuna finger, not really knowing what it would do to him. Gojo's student. Megumi, the blessing of Toji Fushiguro, aka Toji Zenin, the one who was freed from the curse of the Zenin clan, is Gojo's student. It's all of these coincidences that clearly are not coincidences due to the writing that make it really impressive that Gojo wants to create students that can surpass the world. So, has he achieved this? I mean, he's locked in the prison realm, and his students are now fighting their hardest to get him out. Is this proof that they are strong and clever enough to change the Jujutsu world? I'd argue that it is. And here's my evidence. Let's talk about Yuta, for example. Yuta was introduced to us in the prequel. We know all the things Yuta's been through. We know his relationship with Rika. We know that he felt at one point he needed to die because of all the things that he had done accidentally. And Gojo had to help get him out of that. And so did the other students around him as well. Now that we see Yuta in a whole different light, and Yuji is now our MC, and now we see Yuta more so as a side character or an MC, depending on how you look at it, coming into the story, you can now see where Yuta's growth has gone, and where Gojo's teachings has genuinely raised him to be strong and clever. I mean, look at what he did for Yuji's execution. The higher-up said, Yuta, you were to kill him, and he entered a binding vow to do so. But because of the way he was raised by Gojo, because Gojo came to him and said he believed something might be wrong, and let Yuta know he should be prepared just in case something happens, Yuta decided that he was going to fake kill Yuji, so that Yuji and him and the others can link together and truly complete their plan. That right there is enough proof to me that Gojo has raised strong and clever comrades. He's raised people who are willing to go against the highest of the high, the highest political figures for him and for the world. They're not controlled by the thoughts of the Jujutsu higher-ups. They have their own minds, their own way of processing things. The same way goes for Yuji and Megumi, who aren't just going to go, okay, yeah, let's do what the higher-ups say, Gojo must be the bad guy now. No, the plan is still to free Gojo. Megumi made sure this was one of his main plans when saving Sumiki. Even when he said that he talked to Yuki, he made sure he talked about how to get the plan for getting Gojo back and for saving Sumiki. You see, the thing that Gojo did perfectly was believing in his students, even if it didn't seem like it, sending them on harder missions, telling them what their mistakes are, letting them know straight up that they will not surpass themselves if they don't prepare themselves to truly die without giving up the chance to win. It's all of these amazing and great moments by Gojo that makes it so clear to me that yes, he did succeed. He did raise strong and clever comrades to change the Jujutsu world. Maki, Panda, Yuji, Megumi, Yuta, all of them have now gotten together so that they can save Gojo. That truly proves he is a good mentor. And not only is he a good mentor, he is a mentor who has shown them to think for themselves and to act on their own. They could have easily just gave up. Said, oh, it's over. Gojo's been sealed. The higher-ups won't help save him. It's over now. That doesn't matter to them. Their independence is still there. And they would do what they have to do to save their master. And that, to me, is the proof that Gojo has raised strong and clever comrades. Will they be able to achieve the dream of changing the Jujutsu world? We'll have to see. And based on Maki killing the Zenin clan, it seems to be going in that motion. And I'm definitely excited to see how these characters will be pushed to their limits to truly change the views of the world and to make Gojo proud. And what's going to happen when they release Gojo? Are they truly going to release Gojo? It's all these questions and these things I wonder, but what I really wanted to do here was just give my quick thoughts on why I think Gojo succeeded in this. And of course, as we go through the culling game and we see all these events unfold, more and more evidence will be given to me. But I wanted to make this video to be the stepping stone, the first point, to where everyone can come back and see, okay, so there was some things prior to show that Gojo had already achieved this, or at least was working very, very well into it being achieved. So, if you like this video, if you like this content, and you like the things I bring, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and that bell icon so you don't miss anything else like this. Also, hit the comment section below and bring up anything you thought I should have said to add on to this building block point. But this is just the beginning, and I will be doing more videos building on what I built on here. So, I really do hope you guys enjoyed, and come back to the Hideout anytime you want more Jujutsu Kaisen content. Peace.
Young noise.